Good evening. Good evening. So happy to be on with you all tonight. It is Wednesday, and I am so delighted to have our Wednesday community conversation. So I hope everyone has had a fabulous week so far. I am a Tanya Jean Funny, your audacious advocate and candidate for Clayton County Commissioner, District 3, Go 2024. All right. And I use my love for learning and passion for community engagement to serve my families. And I am so excited to be on with you all today. And I just want to say that the whole purpose of these community conversations is to link the community with resources, with information. If there's something that you may not be going through personally, but you may know somebody that is going through it. If you're like me, you're kind of in the middle. So it's like I'm raising children, but I also have to think about my parents, and I have friends that have grandchildren. So we are in a lot of different phases of life. And I just want to make sure that we have all the knowledge that we need, or we know how to get that knowledge. In my circle, it's like if you're the smartest person in your circle or in the room, you need to find another room. We don't know everything. So today, I am bringing on someone who is no stranger to the community because I see her everywhere. And she has gone through, or is going through, an experience that someone here may face or have faced. And I want her to share it with you. So tonight we have Miss Heather and Hailey Bankhead that is going to introduce themselves. So I'm going to bring them on now. Hi, ladies. How are you
Hello.
all
Good
doing?
evening. We're
Good
amazing. How are
evening.
you?
I'm doing really well. Here we had a very beautiful day here. Um, and I'm so excited to have you on. I cheer for the two of you all from afar. Whenever we see each other, it's always like a big hug. And I see you have yellow on, and I really do feel whenever you or your daughter around, you all really do bring the sunshine into any room and any space. So I just want you to know that. So color is
Thank
perfect.
you. Thank you.
So
But let's tell what that gold really means. Gold,
oh,
I have some gold today because it's September and gold represents Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So that's why I'm wearing gold.
okay, all right. So now I know another color. I know another color. I am going to give you the spotlight and let you introduce yourself to everyone, okay?
Okay, thank you again for this platform. My name is Heather Bankhead. I am Hailey's mom. This is Hailey.
Hello.
Hailey was diagnosed at the age of 5 with kidney and lung cancer. So we have been on a journey. I started the Hailey Bankhead Foundation when she was admitted. So that was my way to be able to give back to others that were going through something similar to me and childhood cancer awareness. I was one parent who was unaware of kids that got cancer. I tell people I thought old people and smokers got cancer, but my 5-year-old baby got cancer. So it was
Um,
my option to use my little big voice to make an impact in this world. So God allowed me to take my pain and turn it into purpose.
that is awesome. And so tell me how did you find out? Like, how does the diagnosis go? Do you see something that's going on? Like, how do you even know to test for? Did your doctors know to test for cancer? Take us back.
In our in our situation, it was different. Hailey was misdiagnosed twice.
Oh
At the
wow.
age of 4, Yeah, at the age of 4, she had urinary tract infection, so she was urinating blood. So that went on for a couple weeks. Then she was seen by specialists for backed up constipation. So now we're on Miralax, and anything that can make her use the restroom is what her treatment was. So that was the second time. So the people who were around us knew that if Hailey told you she had to use the bathroom, it's going to take a couple of days because that's her normal process. Her bowels weren't, we're just going to say fully developed, if that makes sense. So one
Mhm.
day we took her to daycare like normal. She was going to Noah's Ark, and her teacher, she calls me and she's like, Hailey's not being herself. I'm just letting her, do whatever just to keep her comfortable. So when I picked her up, she says, you got to do something because she's just not right. So I took her to urgent care. Mind you, this is trip number 3. So we go to
Mhm.
urgent care and we're being discharged. And we're being discharged for backed up constipation again. So I remember calling her dad, my ex husband, letting him know, everything is good. She just has to use the bathroom. They had me rubbing on her stomach. So the doctor comes back in, and she says, well, let's just do an x ray just to be safe. So about 30 minutes later goes by. We're still sitting there waiting to be discharged. And she comes in and her face is white as a ghost.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, of course, they don't never exactly. So I'm like, okay. So she says, Miss Bankhead, you have the option. You can fly her or you can drive her, but she's already admitted. Who is going to pay a hospital bill to fly somebody to Eggleston because she got to use the
Mhm.
bathroom? Not me. So I said, well, I'm going to drive her. I'm going to
Yes.
drive her. She just got to use the restroom. Mind you, they never say cancer. So they're saying tumors and her lymph nodes, and everything is going over your head because all you're thinking about is she has to use the bathroom. So I called,
Wow.
we're going to be
Mhm.
okay. We're on our way. Yeah. So we're on our way to the hospital. And when we get there, she's already admitted. So they're going to prep her for emergency surgery. So everything that the doctor said, Hailey did opposite. So her emergency surgery ended up taking place 2 days later because she was always ahead of their schedule. But I'm gonna just say
Mhm.
that was God leading her
So
way. So
she had to have emergency surgery for what?
she had
What did they
cancer.
tell you? So by
They
that
never
point you had gotten the diagnosis.
So they just tell you lymph nodes. They seen a tumor. They never say the C word. You don't
Okay.
get cancer diagnosis till after the specimen comes back to say they have to
Okay.
send it out to receive it back. So during this time, they're treating her to remove her kidney. They knew what she had. We just didn't know what she had.
Wow.
Yeah.
And and she was 5.
Yes, she had just turned 5. Literally, not even a month.
Wow. So what
So
I can't even imagine the emotions of a parent hearing this. Um Tell us what was that like for you and your husband, the family?
so January 15th is the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
So when we get the diagnosis, we get up to the room, they're prepping her, getting her ready. There's so many people, supporters, church members there to support us. That was my intent to know that we have to attack somebody else. But during that time, I actually shut down. So I told the doctors, please do not touch my baby unless you have a child. If you do not have a kid, do not touch my baby. And that's all I can remember seeing. I told my friends, please make sure y'all paying attention, taking notes, because I was not capable for it to all register and for it to make sense.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so for
That
7
was
months, I went into
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was saying for 7 months, I went into a deep depression because I couldn't fix my baby.
But that was like really smart of you, wise of you to understand that you couldn't handle it, but you made sure that you had a very responsive village around you.
Yes. If it wasn't for them, I don't think that I would have made it through. So I tell anyone, you need to make sure you have a strong support system when you're dealing with childhood cancer.
Yeah, well, just raising children. Period. It's I know it's a lot easier when you have your village around you. So continue to tell us how did the process go? You get the diagnosis, or what did they tell you after they do the biopsies and everything?
Okay, so once we were admitted, like I said, it was January the 15th. She ended up having surgery 2 days later. We were in the hospital for 17 days. So they ended up taking off her left kidney at that time, inserting her port, getting her ready. A port is an insertion that she had where her chemo and labs came through. So instead of them repeating the injections, they can just go in through the port, which is placed under your skin. So that was done at that time. 17 days in, she had to be able to heal before we actually started chemo and radiation. So once we started radiation, she did radiation for 30 days every single day. So Hailey has had the strongest amount of dosage of radiation for a child, so that she's not a good candidate to have that again. After radiation, then came chemo. So we were doing both sets of doctor's appointments in one day. So once we got to the hospital, it would be normally be 5 a.m. and we were done for the day around 2. And that was our routine from January to August of 2013. And
Wow,
then
for
in
a whole 8 months.
August,
Mm-hmm.
mhm, August, she ended up having lung surgery. So then they went back in and removed a piece of her lung out, which was declared her cancer free at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the healing for that
That
took place for how long?
the healing from her surgeries were real. They weren't as long as you would think they were, but Hailey is still going through treatment. Once you're done, you have to be basically released to the next step. So every 3 months, she was getting her scans done, and then she had to graduate 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and then survivorship. So her survivorship ended up taking about 2 years for her to be completely a survivor because she had
Okay.
so many complications afterwards. So she's still seeing by a medical team. Right now, she had our scans done the beginning of July. And so now we're adding a new routine to our schedule. So September 8th, we're actually being seen by a cardiologist now because of her heart. So
Mm.
and I always say, just because you're in remission or just because she looks pretty and healthy, there's always something that she's dealing with on the inside.
Oh wow. So from how were you able to manage like school and things like that? Did you have to tutor her, or because I know it's some days she probably didn't feel like it? Um how did you all manage, keeping her education routine going as you went through everything?
Well, when Haley was diagnosed, she was in pre-K. So her pre-K teacher, Miss Pierre, would come after school, come to the hospitals to make sure that Haley did not fall behind. Once we
Oh,
got
that's
to
beautiful.
kindergarten, Haley had a homeschool teacher. You hear us?
Yeah, you're good. Keep going. She had a homeschool teacher.
Okay. Yeah, Haley had a homeschool teacher when she was in kindergarten. So she went to Hawthorne Elementary, which they made sure that she was good. They had a routine plan over there. So half of kindergarten, Haley had to come out because she wasn't strong enough to be able to be in school the entire day. So she began to go half days. Um, and then after elementary school came in, let's just say fourth grade, we endured the bullying. Kids making fun of her because of her hair or her teeth or whatever,
Are you
to the fact where she
serious?
did not want to go to school. Kids are horrible. You got
Oh
a
my
bald
God.
kid at school.
Oh,
Yeah, it was horrible. So of course she wasn't in school a lot. So when she was there, she was having to deal with bullying, which she actually dealt with bullying from elementary to the beginning of high school.
what?
And now, yeah, yes, ma'am. So kids are horrible, but I think they're horrible because they're unaware. So if
Mm-hmm.
we did our job to teach the kids, then they probably wouldn't react how they react. So she was running for Miss Freshman, and one the freshman bullying was she was using her diagnosis for her campaign. So it's never an ending story. I'm just thankful that she is mindful of what she
Mm-hmm.
does and keeps her head on straight, so she does not allow that to tear her down.
Wow. Do you, okay. So I didn't even think we were going to be going there, but do you think that, what do you think the school system should do, or how do you feel that would be best to educate? I think I'm just at a loss for words because um this platform right here, you know, I think it's just, I feel like it's just going to be used in so many different ways. And now we have a way of, if there are parents watching, that they could have this conversation with their children, even on, talking about
Absolutely.
bullying and things like that. So it's like education can be used in so many different ways. So I think, for me right now, it's just like really mind blowing, because I just wouldn't have imagined that she has had to endure um such insensitivity from kindergarten all the way up. Now she's a ninth grader this year.
She's a sophomore.
Oh, she's a sophomore this year. Oh wow. So
Yes, ma'am.
what do you think, what would have been your suggestion, and maybe you gave these suggestions on the school level, of how we could really talk to our students, just about being sensitive, and to not do this? What do you have any suggestions?
It's not even being, let's just not say being sensitive. So let me tell
Mhm.
you the to me the coolest part was
Okay.
when she was in pre-K, she actually got to sit down and tell her peers what she was going through. This is what's happening. This is why I'm not going to be here. This is what's going to happen next, because she was coached by her the hospitals calls them life care specialists. So she was coached
Okay.
on what to tell people that are going through. So as far as in the school settings, I feel that we teach kids everything. And if we don't teach them of what's going on in their surroundings, they're never going to know. So we're failing our kids
Absolutely.
for not educating. The only thing they probably know is breast cancer. So if you don't know what you don't know. So if I didn't tell you that she had cancer, you're staring at her, but you don't know the reason why. So in
Mhm.
health education, maybe, or during the month of September, put it out there. There's 12 months and 12 different cancers. Put it out there so people are aware. Just like I said, I was one. I thought old people and smokers got it. I had a 5-year-old that had lung cancer. How is that
Yeah.
possible? So do I
Mhm.
stop where I am, or do I educate myself?
Yeah. Absolutely. So just you making people awareness, just like
Yeah,
that's the whole point of having these different, the months, and being able to make people aware of just the different diagnosis that people could have. And I think that that is
right.
absolutely phenomenal of what we're doing tonight. So you said that she is still having to see doctors due to her condition. Tell us more about that. So
Correct.
how often does she have to go to the doctor now, and things like that?
So she's in what is called a survivorship clinic. which teaches
Okay.
you how to deal with childhood cancer as an adult. So when we get when we get mammograms at I think like the age 25, 30, well, she has to get them at age 21. So they're teaching her how to be prepared as an adult of what's going to happen. So she's seen by her survivorship clinic once a year. And so once we go on Friday to see the cardiologist, we'll have to figure out the next plan. She's also seen by a dental team because of her teeth. When she was going through treatment, she lost the bones, well, the roots in her teeth. So as you see,
Hmm.
she has braces. However, it took levels for us to get to these braces. It took us
Hmm.
4 years for her to be approved.
So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Hopefully, Heather will be back in just a second. Um, I guess I am just really just taken with emotion by what she's telling me because, honestly, like I do these conversations because I was really focused on the childhood cancer portion of it. And I guess with me being a biology, me being a biology major, I go into the mechanics of um, what exactly is going on in a person's body and how are they doing and things like that. And to hear that we have a whole social side of it is very surprising to me. Yeah, so D, I'm with you. My heart aches too to hear about the bullying experience and everything. Yeah, I was not expecting that. Heather is back. I'm going to bring her back to the stage.
We're sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, and well, first, Betty said hello. Betty
Hi.
Ruth. And Drew said, your courage is inspiring. Thank you for sharing your story, Hailey. And we have Dee Haney on here, who's one of our school board members, and she just said her heart aches too to hear about the bullying experience. And Yeah, and I think what you're saying is so important of just, making the students aware of what's going on. Haley is sitting here, so I want to give her a minute to uh, talk about what would you like to tell the audience today? Wait, hold. I think one of the mics are muted. Let me see. There we go. Go
Can
ahead and
you?
say something. Got you. You're good now. Go ahead. What?
Um, what I would like to say is never give up, and if nobody believes in you, you should believe in yourself because you can always get through anything, no matter what.
Oh, from the mouths of babes. Look, I know some adults that need to hear that also. You are such a strong soul. I'm telling you, whenever you all are in the space, the whole the whole atmosphere changes, and it's just so wonderful to be around you. So how are you feeling on most days, Haley?
Now, I'm good for the most part. I have my days like now my chest and my side and stuff is starting to hurt, but I have scoliosis now, so
Mm-hmm.
but they said I'm not gonna get any taller. So I'm not gonna have to get a back brace or surgery or anything. And then
Okay.
they still are monitoring me. So I have my days.
So
Yeah.
she made the comment, and it's crazy because as an adult, you try to make sure your kids have it all. So she made the comment, she was like, I never got to be a kid. And I'm like, what? So she's like, well, I'm always sick or I'm always at the doctor. So I'm like, well, that makes sense. You never think of it from a kid's perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that I think about too. Like, um, in my house, it's like I want my kids to be kids, right? And I think they're like pushing me to give them more responsibility, So like my daughter who's 12 now, she's like, I want to cook. So she goes in there and does stuff because I'll just like, give me a minute, I'll be down, I'll do it for you. And she's like, no, we can do this. And they're starting to say, Mom, come on, let us grow up because we just want to keep them as kids. So, what types of things are you able to do for her now because she's had to spend so much of her beginning childhood in what I guess what she considered to be an adult setting? So, what are you able to do now to make her feel like a kid? Or is she trying to be an adult now?
She has me all over the place because then she's like, just like you said, she doesn't want you to do everything for her. So I'm like, oh, you got a sore, or let's go to the doctor. And then she's like, leave me alone. So it's like, make up your mind. Which one do you want?
Exactly, exactly. So Drew asked the question of, do we have any cancer support groups in the schools? Do you know of that?
No.
Clayton County does not.
Mm.
And that's why I have um, well, I'm just going to say it. So I have reached out to a couple schools that she attended to try to get into their platforms, but haven't had any good success from that yet. But whatever I can do, I'm willing to do that. You can give my number out. Any child that we can touch, I'm
Mhm.
there.
And
I'm
that
there.
and so now that's what I wanted to get into because you did create a foundation
Hmm.
to help people to become aware of the things that families have to go through when they have children diagnosed with cancer. So do you want to tell us more about your foundation?
So I love my county, but it's bigger than Clayton County. We do not only focus on Metro Atlanta, but we're trying to go nationwide. This year, the Hailey Bankhead Foundation, which is a nonprofit for childhood cancer, we not only assist the immediate family, I mean the child, but we also assist the family and the immediate family to
Uh-oh, we froze again just when she was giving us the information. Let's see if she comes back on.
that we will be there to help the immediate family, not only through diagnosis, not when they're done with treatment, not after, if they decided to, if God made a way for them to pass, we're there from beginning to end and beyond. So that's what's going to make us different. Last year, we were able to help 2,856 families. So
Wow.
however we can be of assistance, that's what we're going to do, to be able to be that voice for those families. There's a lot of families who don't like to talk about the situation, but I made sure that I was vulnerable and that I put everything out there because there is someone who's scared to speak up or scared to ask that question. And how are you going to know if you don't
Mhm.
say anything? So that's why my platform is always open, and I'm going to tell you just about anything so I can be able to there might be somebody that I can touch that might need what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And like I said at the beginning, this is like one of my reasons for holding these conversations because you and me, we're a lot alike. What need to be said, we're going to say it, we're going to share it, we're going to, you know, allow ourselves to be open and vulnerable because we know that our life experience is to help someone else.
Yes.
Um so just by having your foundation, you have decided that you're going to have limitless amounts of help for families that don't have this platform.
Right.
So, how can people get in touch with you? How can people assist? Maybe it's not someone that's going through this particular situation, but they're hearing of the story and they're like, okay, I want to help other families.
Share, 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 share. It's free. But look, this is Hailey. She loves this part.
Okay.
Okay.
So to hear more about our story or to get in contact with us, you can go to www.haileybankheadfoundation.org. And my mom's number is everywhere. So it is 678 643-1146, and that's her contact number directly. She doesn't answer after 9.
Lord.
So just make sure you contact her anytime before then. But we're willing to speak with you. Even if you have a child and they just need someone to talk to, I'm willing to talk to them and give
Oh,
them
that's so beautiful.
And the cool part, the last 2 years of high school, she'll come home and she'll be like, Mom, I met such and such and such. Can we send a basket? And I'm like, are you just like advertising? Like, what are you doing? So she's understanding her purpose. So.
Yeah. And I think from your experience, God sends you to people that you need to help. So when she runs into people, it may seem coincident, but I don't think it's a coincidence because they
Absolutely.
needed her. They need her.
So we're always looking for not only financial, but volunteers to come in. We're at the hospital once a month. We're 501c3. So all of our monies that are raised are fundraisers. So we always need that extra help. If it's a penny or if you want to donate toiletries, anything is accepted and we will greatly put it to use. 100% goes back out to our families. And we're just here to be a blessing. We'll come and speak. You can call me, whatever. I'm going to always be that voice. If there's a parent that might want to talk in the midnight hour, I'm always going to be there.
So give me your let me put that in here. Okay, what's the Hailey, what's your mama number again?
678
Uh-huh.
643
643 uh-huh
1146.
678-643-1146. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's me. And if you can get us into the school system, we need to.
We had a I don't know if she's still on, but we had a school board member that was on here. So I will definitely reach out to her, especially the schools that Hailey has already attended, just to have some type of a interaction to bring awareness to this situation. Yeah, because I honestly, I was saying when you had gotten disconnected and had to come back on, I was telling everyone that because I was a science teacher, I was thinking our conversation is like, okay, so how are you feeling, and the mechanics of it all. And then when you said that about Hailey's experience in school, I would have thought that it would have gone the exact opposite of what you said. And so that just like really just tore at my heart and everything. But and that just gave me confirmation to just continue doing what I'm doing, because
This
every
is so
time we
needed.
talk about it, listen.
Yeah, your platforms. I was telling someone today, I was telling about the interview, and I said that the dope part about it is that she's not only bringing awareness, but she's pulling out stuff that's in our own backyard that we're missing
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Yes. Drew, oh, good idea, Drew. So Drew said, Hailey, please share with the school board during public comment.
What's that?
So when we have the school board meetings, there's an opportunity on the first Monday of the month is usually the school board meetings. And there's an opportunity at the beginning of the meeting where if anybody in the public that wants to make a statement, you actually walk up to the podium and you're given 3 minutes to make a statement to all of the school board members and the superintendent, and plus everybody in the audience. And our school board meetings are also streamed on YouTube and other places. So that would be an opportunity for you to tell them, it has to be 3 minutes. So tell them a little bit about your story, and you all would like to come in the schools to share your experience. I know, because I know most of the school board members, I know they would be open to it. So that would be the quickest way, instead of you having to go to individual schools. I do feel, thanks Drew for that, that would be the best way to let them know what's going on and be able to
Right.
share your story.
We'll be there.
Yep.
What
So
is?
Yes.
Okay.
so the beginning of next month, go ahead and plan. So you just get there a few minutes early so you can sign the paper saying that you want to speak public comment. Not sure if they're frozen again.
We heard you.
Okay, great. So yeah, that is part of SIP. And Hailey, I want to let you know that that is actually one of the ways that I first started becoming civically engaged is through public comment. That's how the school board members got to know me.
Wow.
Yep, and it just went from there to what you all see today. So that's
Thank
how
you
it
so much.
started. You're welcome. You're
We're trying
welcome.
to, we're trying to be like you.
Y'all are doing a fabulous job of your advocacy work also. I'm so impressed with you all. And one of our school board members is still here, and she said that
Yeah.
they'll welcome your interest and come on. I knew they would. I
We'll
knew
be
they
there.
would. So that is absolutely fabulous. So is there anything else that you want to share with the with our audience tonight?
You want to say something? No, you can say something.
If you didn't know, I'm gonna give you some childhood cancer facts.
Okay.
Um, national funding for childhood cancer research gets 4% of national funding. So that means 4% of the money collected in the US goes towards childhood cancer awareness or research. So that means that our kids are worth 4%, which is not enough. So it's our part. Childhood cancer is bigger than Hailey and I, it's bigger than Clayton County. So please continue to be a voice. It's free to share, it's free to pass out my number, it's free to be a voice for these children. If we say that they're our future, we need to show them that.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you all for being on with me and sharing your story. And this is bigger. This is bigger. Like I actually realized, how much bigger it is. Um, oh, Drew wanted to know what school you attend now.
I go to Lovejoy High School.
What do you do at Lovejoy?
Okay.
I'm SGA president. I'm a Key Club member, and I'm also in Lady Pearls.
Oh, that is wonderful. So I know Miss Kirby got you busy over there.
Yes, ma'am.
Because look, we have to have a lot of energy to keep up with Miss Kirby. Yeah, she got something special planned for you all for Saturday. So have a great time.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited.
That's good. That's good. Yes. So one of Lovejoy's own right here. And I thank you all for coming on with me tonight. I learned so much. And uh a school board member D. Haney said, "Woohoo, you are active."
She's very active, and she better hurry up so she can get her homework done.
Okay. I totally understand. You all have a fabulous evening, and we will definitely keep in touch. And I think the only other thing, I put your number on there, but
Go.
yes, go gold for this month. And Hailey, give me the website again. I'm gonna put that on.
www.haileybankheadfoundation.org, and it's the Hailey Bankhead Foundation on all social medias.
Okay, on all social medias. Everybody got that. So I will be sure to type that in. And Dr. Haney said, yeah, go do your homework.
Yes,
You all have a fabulous evening, okay?
Thank you so much for this.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. I learned so much tonight. So there's so many different aspects of this conversation, because not only do we have what this family and other families are going through just having to live through childhood cancer, but we also have a social aspect of to this of bringing awareness to our next generation, of what this family is going through, and just having that awareness, I think, is so critically important. Like one day, the students that are in school now, those are the ones that with Hailey and other places, they will be adults and they will have children. I think it is extremely important to teach compassion. However, we have to do that. Um, I think that's what volunteering and having those volunteer hours for our high schoolers are supposed to do, but maybe we need to start that sooner. So we have that aspect of it. And then civic engagement. So look, I was able to teach Hailey something tonight about public comment and things like that, and sparking that fire in her. So tonight was a wonderful evening. I hope everybody got something from it. I really appreciate you all being on. Please share this conversation with everyone. Remember that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the color is gold, okay? The color is gold. So thank you all for being with me tonight. And again, I am Atanya Jean Funny, your audacious advocate and candidate for County Commissioner District 3. And I use my love of learning and passion for community engagement to empower families. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I hope to see you all Friday at the launch. Thank you.